who we are is truly amazing. How much lies there for us to remember is vast. That we find ourselves here on planet Earth is a confirmation as to an agreement that we all have made to come into this experience of living life here by first forgetting who we are and forgetting the powers that we have, and then through that forgetfulness to try to find our way back to being us. This may sound incredible or perhaps even impossible. Turn it down just a little bit. But the fact is that this experiment that Creator has made for us is ongoing. But something happened in between to where the forgetfulness was overridden, and in such a way that we became truly lost. Now, let's look at ourselves here. We know who we are so far as 5 physical senses will tell us. We know we've got a physical body. It's there. It's real. We know everything around us is just as solid as it's meant to be. But the other capacities that we have, we're downplaying. Clairvoyance, clairsentience, clairaudience, being able to look into the invisible and see things that were there. To be able to go in there with our awareness and make discoveries of connections that always existed, but that most of us just don't realize. Remembering who you are, remembering who I am, has been repeated over and over again in our awakening. And by the way, that's happening right now, our awakening. And it's being repeated over and over again to stir us and stimulate us to get to that place of saying, remember me? I thought I already knew me. I thought I knew everything that there was necessary to know. But as you do this, then you start realizing something is happening inside of you that's working in harmony with your awakening, that you might could even trace all the way back to that newly found substance called DNA. I'm saying newly found because we make discoveries and we say, wow, a first, when really it's wow, a second. Meaning, wow, it's always been known. We're just waking up to the realization. Now, please don't take this as a full disclosure when I say DNA, because the DNA that's been discovered in our body is only part of the DNA that's there. You see, there's another part of the DNA that you might could say is the invisible or the etheric DNA that is connected to these other senses I was speaking of. Clairsentience, clairaudience. All right, get a feel for this now, because what is happening is there was that program in our DNA that said, okay, abracadabra, go to sleep now. I'm going to cause you to forget. That program is being removed. And the program that's replacing it is a program that says, wake up, cock-a-doodle-doo. It's not the world, it's you. So we're being stimulated from the basis of our DNA to come to a place of wakefulness so that we can start remembering who we are. Now, any information that stimulates you in your awareness To remember that you are the infinite spark of Creator is the highest and the best information for you. For anything that can help you to remember who you are is in alignment with your awakening. There are many different things that are happening to people. They're starting to have flashes of who they were, or who they're feeling, they're experiencing who they were. They're starting to have past life experiences. They're starting to find themselves entering into parallel universes, really things that are off the charts so far as who they were and who they believe themselves to be. They're starting to have experiences of these memories of who I am that are bringing them to a place of looking again and saying, you know what? I want to find out more about this. While it is, in a sense, disturbing because it's taking me away from what I had believed to be true, yet there's something in it that I want to find out more about who I am and what's really going on with life right now. So, some people are using plant medicines. And while I'm not suggesting that everybody fire up at this time, I am saying look and see that everything is a part of Creator, a part of Source, a part of God. And if it is something that you are seeking to know yourself, then it is in potential a God quest. So if you will begin to open yourselves and see that these other methods are all a part of life saying, hello, welcome to awakening. It's good to see you again. Because you see, we're all connected. Imagine that you, in yourself, are living your own life. And just for a moment, imagine that you don't really have contact with others who are of this awareness. Because you know, you've tried it before. You've said, you ever stop to think that maybe this isn't our first time on planet Earth? Ooh, so much for that friendship. And you know, really, that's a healthy thing. Not for you to turn away from your process of discovery, but for you to choose to go on in aligning yourself with your awakening and raise your rate of vibration to where you can support yourself with positive thoughts, positive feelings, a positive connection to life that will then assist you as you go on with your greater connection. Remember who you are. There is so much separation in 3D that it's not surprising at all that most of us look upon each other with at least a little trepidation. I'm not so sure about you. I'm not so sure I can trust you. And the reason is, we're not so sure that we can trust ourselves. But then there are these connections that we can make within. Now notice the direction I'm pointing. Within, not without. Within. So that we can make a connection with our higher source within us. That is there awaiting our recognition. Call it God, call it source, call it any name you wish that will be descriptive enough for you to make that connection to where you then see, all right, part of me remembering who I am is going to be facilitated by my making this connection within me and coming to a place to where I feel comfortable with my higher self. So for millions in the world, what I'm making reference to is Christ consciousness. Because millions in the world have that connection of going to that place within and connecting the God within. Others have a connection with it through a different awareness, but whatever it is that allows you to make that connection in yourself is the one that's going to show up as you begin to recall more and more of who you truly are. That we've lived thousands of lifetimes? Okay, that's a fact. But for some of us to realize that we've lived another lifetime, startling indeed. Because you see, there is that forgetfulness that has carried with it the different belief sagas on the planet, that this is a one life experience thing. After this, that's it, baby. You don't even continue to exist. I know, but stop and think how something like that would be an insert to thwart you in discovering more of who you are. That would actually be a handicap in you choosing to want to recall who you are. But you see, we are a part of Source. And as Source, we never have ceased to exist. We never shall. This is the time right now on our planet when this awakening is affecting us vibrationally, to where we find we do no longer wish to live in density and distortion. We want to let go of fear, anxiety, worry, concern, regret, jealousy, bitterness, greed, and in place, we want to feel, as was being said in the beginning of the service, we want to feel at ease with who we are. We want to be able to embrace ourselves and say, I really like me. I like being me. But you see, that requires of us to do the things that do make us feel good about being who we are. So today is that stir to help you to get to a place, a greater place, a feeling, I am on the path. Things are happening inside of me. If I can look at something like this, if I can in myself launch into the dynamics of sacred geometry, I can begin to feel the stirring of this activation taking place within my DNA that is registering, even if it isn't always on a conscious level, to bring me to a place to where I say yes to myself, embrace myself, and find in the embrace another part of me begins to come forward and reveal itself through me, as I truly am. Thank you for your attention. For more information about the Metaphysical Church of Enlightenment or the Rodin Foundation, please go to our website at www.rodin.org. If you have been inspired by the revelations shared in these podcasts, please donate to the Rodin Foundation's ongoing efforts to help others help themselves at www.rodin.org/donate.